Most people think that they're watching a death of a profession. They see AI coding, the AI cleaning data, AI building dashboards, and they think,
wow, that would get wrong.
But they're wrong. We aren't watching the death of data science.
For years, we have been the doers. We are valued for the how. How do I write a SQL? How do I tune this hyperparameter? How do I fix this plot? But in 2026, how is a commodity. It's free and it's instant. The value has shifted to the what and the why. And this is the director mindset. Think about a movie director. They don't hold the camera. They don't set the lights. But without them, the crew is just a bunch of people standing around in the dark. As a product data scientist, you are now the conductor. You're the one who looks at the map and says, AI says the shortest path is through the valley, but the valley floods during the season of the business cycle. We should take the ridge. AI provides the velocity. You provide the intent. But to have that intent, you will have to change how you communicate with your new coworker. You have to realize that the prompting isn't just about the code. It's about the architecture. A lot of people struggle with AI because they think prompting is just a technical skill. But it's actually structured thinking made possible. If your thinking is fuzzy, your prompt will be fuzzy. If you don't understand the causal loop of the product, the AI won't either. Look at the difference. The doer says, why is our retention dropping? A director creates context. They tell AI, you are the expert product data scientist on the team. We're seeing a drop in day 30 retention in our Android user base. I suspect a correlation with the product UI change in the checkout flow. Analyze the logs and control the seasonality of New Year's holiday and give me 3 testable hypotheses. That's not just a prompt, that's a strategy. You have just used AI to execute 40 hours of a manual analysis in 40 seconds. That 40 seconds only happened because you spent 5 minutes thinking like a leader. And once you master the structured thinking of data, you realize it's just as powerful for the human side of the job, the part that AI is never supposed to touch. You probably have seen the headlines. I've seen one article from Washington Post recently with results from hundreds of tests comparing human versus AI, including ChatGPT, Gemini, and Manus AI. It concluded that the best AI only completed 2.5% of the human-assigned tasks. On the surface, it sounds like a win for job security, right? But when I read that, my inner data scientist actually got skeptical, because that 2.5% figure is actually assuming the world is standing still. It assumed the person who's using the AI is a passive consumer, someone who asks very vague questions and expects to see a miracle. In that world, AI is just a toy. But there is a massive decomposition gap here. If you treat AI like a magic wand, it fails. But if you treat it like a high-speed engine that just needs a blueprint, it changes everything. The gap isn't in the AI's capability, it's in our ability to architect the inquiry. When you know how to break down a massive, messy business problem into its logical micro-tasks, that 2.5% doesn't stay there. It scales. It eventually becomes 25, 50, and then 80%. And you are no longer doing the 80% anymore. You're directing it. The job hasn't disappeared. It just moved from the keyboard to the mind. But this shift towards directing leads to a deeper and more existential question. If AI gets so good at 80%, would it eventually take over the rest? This is where we have to look at the biological anchor of artificial intelligence. There is a fundamental truth that we often forget. AI is a mirror, not a source. The large language models are trained on us, our papers, our code, our original thinking. If we stop feeding AI with new data, if we stop doing the hard work, exploring new things, testing new hypotheses, and uncovering new truth, the AI becomes obsolete. In research world, it's called model collapse. If an AI starts training primarily on AI-generated content, it begins to degrade. It loses the edge cases, it loses the nuances, and it starts to hallucinate. It essentially begins to talk to yourself until the logic falls apart. We are the biological fuel for the system. Our original thinking, our fresh data from the field, our unique perspectives are the only things that help AI grounded in reality. Without a human explorer pushing into the unknowns, the map eventually becomes a work of fiction. And that transition from the one who draws the map to being the one who provides the territory is exactly we have to change our mindset from how to why. We are the first generation of a human in the history who get to work with intelligence, not just for it. I know the change is fast. I know the tool changes every week, but don't let the speed of the tool distract you from the power of your own mind. We are racing against the machine. We are finally being handed the keys to the machine. So stop being the builder of the engine and start being a pilot of the craft. And I can't wait to see where it will take us. Let's start exploring.